places that were as simple as like, honestly, simple as like a pipe with a hose coming out of the ground. And, you know, they're hooked up to a metering system of some sort to capture how many gallons you load. But then we also go to places like this where it's just old school. You know, this place was probably built in the 40s or 50s, and it is pretty tedious, the amount of steps that you have to go through. And I think simply because they've piled new stuff on top of old stuff, so to speak, or like a new way of doing it versus an old way of doing it. Make sure I'm on the scale here. At a certain place I need to be. I think I'm right there. I'll go in here, card in, get my empty weight, and then we'll pull over to the rack. Okay, empty weight achieved. Now we're going to pull over to the rack. It's going to take us winding through this place just a little bit. Now again, this place was built in like the late 40s, early 50s, so it was not meant for vehicles of this size. Thankfully, a lot of the overhead stuff is well above my clearance. That's not a problem. It's more about the width and the length. And you'll see that here in just a moment as we pull up to this rack, just how narrow it is. There's curbs on each side, which, I mean, they're little bitty. They're maybe 4-inch curbs. I hope they'd keep you off of hitting stuff, but man, your mirrors are like about to graze the plumbing on either side. It can be pretty claustrophobic for sure. Again, it's just one of those deals that, like, this is how it was constructed way back when, you know. That was for the size of the time, you know, and things evolve, and unfortunately the rack hasn't done much evolving. I think at one point they even tried to add an automatic stench system, but that system pretty much just gave them fits every time somebody came and tried to load, so they just stick with manually loading the stench. Like the pickup is parked over there now. I just got a glimpse of it a second ago. See these racks right in front? I mean, here, look how narrow that is. I mean, that's for semi trucks to load, you know, jet fuel, diesel, etc. These up ahead of me here, one I'm going to is for propane, and the inside two are for butane. And you know, that one on the far right, like, yeah, you got to jockey over there and get off in there. So I'm going to get kind of quiet so I can concentrate here. Load it up.
A few moments later.
Alright, all loaded up. We gotta hit the scale directly in front of us to get our loaded weight so we can get our bills. Of course, gotta go around the tank farm here where circle around and hop back on. Bit of a tight turn here, not too bad. Two-laning it up out of here. Tank is just a mile down the road here on the left-hand side, but we're going to do something a little bit different than just pull off into this place. Normally, like in the past, like when I had the orange truck, I would just make the left, and then you have to make an immediate left once you're in there, so you're basically facing like the way that we're coming from. So I'm headed, just call it south right now, and once you pull in there, you need to basically make a U-turn in there facing north and back down to the tank and unload off the right hand side. Well, I'll just tell you right now, it was a challenge in that orange truck getting straightened out and then jockeying over to the bulkhead where it is behind the fence. So, well, the bulkhead's not behind the fence, but I was behind the fence. Anyway, the bulkhead's right up there where we unload. And so I think I'm going to go down to where a chicken farm is that I actually unloaded at just the other day, turn around at an intersection down there, and then come back up to the tank. So that way whenever I pull in, I'm facing north. So it's right here on the left. You see the tank, bobtail. So yeah, with this truck just being a little bit longer, like 2 feet longer than my old truck, I'm just gonna come right down here. I'm gonna take this little road to the right. We're going to go down to the T intersection down here and basically turn around. Just come back up to the tank. Let's get up here and let's drop down into that tank. Let's get up here and get back to the tank. I think we will swing it just a little wide. Making sure I got nobody coming at me. I don't. Nobody behind me. I don't. We are good to go. I think this is going to make it a whole lot easier with a truck this size. Bring ourselves all the way over here. Now we're going to start jockeying over to that tank. Man, it rained. So it's kind of a muddy mess, of course. This is where the back and forth begins. We got to get way over there to where that bulkhead is. fence up here, of course, which I don't blame them. I wouldn't want somebody on my property either. But it just makes it tough. Alright. Remember, I gotta be really careful because I'm using that right hand side. I gotta put it right on a retaining wall without going over. Let y'all see what this looks like out here, shall we? Okay. See what I mean? A little bit of a muddy mess from all the rain out here, but see, we're sitting right on that retaining wall. That's what I was saying. You got to get right back in there without going over. So we got to hook up bulkhead to trailer, and this is this is what we're left with. This is called hauling propane. Let me get this thing opened up. All right, that vapor's open. I'm gonna open up this vapor. Actually, this is my liquid line, rather. Vapor's on that little bitty line. Okay, so that's good to go. We're gonna go up top. We'll flip the air valve. Open this dude up. And then flip this air valve, open this dude up. We'll go over here and get a reading. So as you can see, we're going to use our liquid there, vapor. Pretty straightforward on that. 50% on a 30, plenty of room. My liquid's on the other side, so not real sure what that guy was doing. Maybe turning around. Don't be running up on me now, you know better. I've had a couple of requests to keep doing the unloads at these customer locations because a lot of my co-workers are using them as tutorials, which is kind of funny but cool at the same time, I guess. Have to talk to management about that. Gonna need a stipend, man. Tutorial stipend. Okay, that looks good. Bring that dude this way. Park him right there for a second. All right. This internal can be a little finicky at times. I should have opened it the moment I pulled up to give it the best opportunity to open. I need to get in the habit of that. I'm not used to that with that other trailer. It was open every single time. I was about to say, I thought that was that same truck, but we ought to be able to tell pretty quick. If this fills the hose, we know we're good. Just a quick check. Oh yeah. Okay. We're open. Remember, 50%. Open up this little Slappy Joe. This dude too. Get this dude to start rolling. The plumbing is quite small all the way down there, and see that shaking? I think we're good. I think we're unloading. I could just always tell with that other trailer. I've not been able to figure out kind of the tone of this one yet to know for sure. Not 100% certain we are. Although it leaked out of the top, you know, once you open that ball valve, it might let a little bit by. Well, we're up to 51. Yeah, we're gonna call that open. Let's idle this thing up and get this thing knocked out. You know, just getting in here and getting set up. And see, again, it's got a little light up there, but can you imagine doing this at night for the first time? Like, this is why I'm kind of a big proponent of doing these for the very first time in the daytime, because you need to be able to get a lay of the land and figure out where you need to be, you know? Anyway, let's wrap this one up. All right, we're down to 5%. Let's go ahead and kick this vapor off. We're just not gonna need it anymore. Close the Slappy Joe. Gonna do the brake deal. Right. Bring that trailer up, help bring the nose down. We'll drop the airbags on the truck. We're just trying to help ourselves as much as we can here. Trying to help ourselves as much as we can. She sits down a little bit. I can already tell we finally got that pitch we need. That nose is down just enough. We get all this product off. Let's see how we're doing on their gauge. $82. Looking good. Changing tone, vibrations changing. Right at the bottom right now. We're gonna let it keep running because there's still some liquid in there. I'm getting no vibration out of this line though. Close that. Gonna leave it running for just a minute. Raise this hose up. Try to empty out what we can. Remember, my old one would stay stuck in the air. This one won't do that. I'm gonna hold it in the air for a second. I'll close this dude off. That way it won't let any more back in. Pull the Slappy Joe. Pump off. Blow her down. Shut that down. Close your liquid. Okay, vapor was open. We can lock this up. Okay, we're gonna put our paperwork in here when we're done. Okay, all that's closed. Just gonna do the double check. Okay. Come on, buddy. Starting to rain on me. All right, we're gonna get one final reading. $83. Money. Man, our windows are down. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. Alright, it's barely getting in here. That's good. While I'm standing here, we'll finalize our paperwork. Don't hit me with the dadgum, what's it called? I'm just listening to a race here. Just listening to a race here, YouTube. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, paperwork's in the box. I'll lock that up. I'll just take this in. All right, watch your head. Another successful delivery. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you so much for liking the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You can always join the TramFam down below. Check out that button, see what kind of perks you get. Just chewing the cud, no worry in the world, huh? Get her done. Well, until next time, y'all take care. Keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. We'll see you.